Hello and welcome to Women Empowerment Edition Impact for Change. The purpose of the podcast is to provide the space for women to share their stories in an inspiring way to help empower and inspire women outside there. Now, today's guest is one of the phenomenal lady that I have ever met. She is so powerful. She was a stand up comedian and a model, and she's a coach at the moment and a mom. Her mission is to help empower women and see the light out of darkness. She has helped and continue to help numerous and a lot of women outside there in the world. So please, ladies, help me welcome Lorena. Lorena, are you there?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. What an introduction. I need to record that and play it every day when I wake up.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lorena. Thank you for accepting my invitation to be a part of my podcast.
A pleasure.
Amazing, amazing. So, Lorena, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am from Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Argentina up until I was 15 years old. And then I started working. I was lucky enough that I was given the opportunity to start modeling. So I started traveling the world, and then I became a stand-up comedian, and then I became a mom, a wife, and a mom, and uh, and all of this, and we're going to talk about this later. Nothing had given me fulfillment up until a challenge happened in my life, and I realized that I was disconnected with my true self. And a lot of things happened until I found coaching, and now I find myself being the person that I needed when I was going through my challenges and struggles for others, and that's my mission. And I am also working for Fearless Women, which, as you know, is a nonprofit organization supporting women all over the globe.
Yeah.
And I mean, let me tell you something. My advice for anyone that has a sad day, go and
Mm.
help others. And that is the best medicine. Helping others have brought me the most happiness I have ever felt in my life.
Amazing, amazing. You say you're a part of a non profitable organization, Fearless Women. Tell us a little bit about that because I know I say like I have read about the Fearless and I do follow you guys on Instagram. The amount of work you do and you help people is absolutely incredible. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, well, okay. Fearless Women was founded by Denise Copeland. We and is included 12 coaches that we met through Jay Shetty Certification School. And what we do is just give resources to women that they are going through challenges, or they are in countries that they feel like suppressed, that they cannot be themselves, or they need support and a space to talk and to ask for help. So we are that for them. We do that in the form of pro bono coaching. We create workshops and seminars with classes with different
Yeah.
subjects. So if they need to work on something, we support them through that. We're starting to raise money so
Wow.
to become bigger and to start, doing everything that a nonprofit does. I want to travel. I want to meet these women. I want to help them in person. I want to make their lives better. And, hopefully more things like that happen in the world. And little by little, generation by generation, we become better people and and more compassionate and generous, and we realize that we are all the same. We are one, and we hurt one. When we hurt ourselves, we hurt others. When we hurt others, we hurt ourselves. So we can learn to live together and grow together.
Amazing. Amazing. The work that you women are doing is splendid. And I think nowadays we as a women we need to stick together. We need to help each other and we need to uplift each other to create a world, or say live in a better world, and do something that can help other people as well with the growth. So thank you for doing that. That's absolutely amazing. I know before we started recording the session, we was talking about your journey from way you, because you say you were from Argentina and you did
Yes.
a lot of things, and we had a really good conversation. That at a point even we started, we forgot to record. So so
Yes, I would love to share my story, to share my truth. I also encourage everybody to share their truth because it's very important that we see that no matter how things look in the outside,
mm,
inside, we're all the same.
ab-
And that cliche, don't judge a book by its cover, is a cliche for a reason, right? So my story begins way back in Argentina. I
mm,
was born, my mom was a judge by the age of 19. My father was a colonel in the army. And they got divorced as soon as I was born. And my mother became the first lawyer at 19 years old. At the time, you could do your career by your own, just take the exam. So she started working a lot, and she needed to work a lot to support me and her parents and sisters. She was kind of like the breadwinner of the family. So
mm,
I didn't spend much time with her growing up. I was raised by my grandmother, a very strict person
mm,
who loved me very much. But this is like 70s, 80s. It's not like now that everybody's I love you and support you and mind the mental health. So it was just very strict, like you scream too much, you cannot sing like that, don't color outside the lines. I always felt like I wasn't enough, like I was kind of a burden for people. My mom left, my dad left, my grandmother is just like certainly not made me feel anything better about myself, but she didn't know any better. In
mm,
those times people think that that was love, being strict, creating the
mm,
person that you're supposed to be. And now we know better than
mm,
that. It's like what
mm.
society expects, your family expects, the church
Yeah.
expects,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
So I really never felt like I belong anywhere. I didn't even have many
Mm,
friends. It was no play dates at the time.
mm,
I didn't have many birthday parties. So my favorite thing to do was get in the little laundry room and talk with my invisible friend, which now I'm kind of thinking maybe that's my angel of my guide, a guide at this point, because I was very convinced that I had a friend. I just couldn't see him, Andreu.
wow.
And just plain dress up. And my grandmother passed away when I was 11. And if I felt lost before, that was just like, what am I even doing here? What's the purpose of life? And my mom was like, oh, you'll be a lawyer like me. And I was just like, oh my goodness, somebody save me. Like the last thing in the world that I want to do. But that's what you're supposed to do. In certain countries, most people are doctors or, it happens like that. And I was just like, what am I going to do in my life? Just like that, we went on vacation to a beach in Uruguay called Punta del Este, that at the time it had a very prestigious contest that was called Miss Punta del Este. So they were going in the beach and signing people up. And my mom signed me up because by signing me up, she will get to go to all the activities that they are pre the contest, and they were like princesses. It was a lot of very influential people. And she was single.
Wow.
So she was like excited to do that with her friends. And I never thought I was going to win at all. Neither did my mother, for sure. And I did win, and everything changed then. I mean, I have to tell you, I never thought in my life, I never believed that I was pretty. I used to walk with a hunchback because I was tall for those times. Um, it's not that I had people telling me that I was fantastic at all. So it was just, wow, this was the first thing that happened because of me. And I was like, I want to do it. I got a contract with Eileen Ford from Ford Models. It's a global agency, and they were like, when can you start working for us? you can live in my home. Eileen Ford like told me, you come and you live in my house, I take care of you. And I was like, I want to get out of here. Yes, I take it. I'm 15 years old. So imagine, I had to finish high
Mm.
school in a school in the nighttime in a fast track, the couple of years that I had left. And then my mom was like, I mean, I can stop you. This is a big opportunity. I had never been in other countries. Like I have been in South America, but nowhere else. So she's like, but you know what? If you feel like you're mature enough to go and live by yourself abroad, then I'm going to emancipate you, and you need to be strong enough to take care of yourself, your bills. And I was like, all right. And there I went, and I moved to Paris, and I lived with Eileen Ford for a while. And at this point, it was the beginning of in fashion, it was called the heroin chic. You're too young to even know that this happened, but
I guess,
but maybe someone my age is listening. It was
I
like
guess.
Kate Moss. You know who Kate Moss is, right? Do you know who Kate Moss is? No?
I'm
Well,
not
she's
gonna
from
say a
England.
little bit.
Okay, good. Okay, so that shows how old I am. And so the fashion was being very, very slim.
Mm.
And it just happened that I didn't have enough money. So I was living in Paris. So the cheapest thing was like carrots and mushrooms. So I
Mm.
will live out of carrots and mushrooms. And I became really skinny. And I guess that was very good for my career, because all of a sudden, I mean, I was doing everything. I was working for Armani, for Saint Laurent, for all the big magazines, Elle, Vogue. I was doing commercials. I was doing photo shoots for everything, for Escada, for gym companies, for cosmetics, and I didn't
How
even know
how
what was.
old are you by this stage when you're doing?
Well,
Oh,
in between, I started working a lot 16, 17, and I was very successful up until I quit working, which is when I got pregnant by the age of 30.
wow.
Um, so yes, and I had not still found a sense of being complete, of
Mm.
connection. It was like I was living my life like if it was a movie, but I was not in the movie. I was looking at my life from the theater seat.
Wow.
So you will think that being successful, making a lot of money, and being in
Mm.
covers of magazines was going to make me happy. But no, like every time I will do something that I thought it would make me happy, it will make me happy for a second. And then I was like, oh, what's next? And then the stress, I need to keep up with this. Now that I got so
Mm.
fast to the top, so all the pressure about staying thin. I mean, I went through
Mm.
so many struggles with self-acceptance and
Mm.
borderline eating disorders, like not eating disorders, but really a stressful situation, trying to control everything about myself and my environment.
Mm.
And nothing will satisfy me. I'm like, okay, so then I'm going to be happy when I'm in a commercial, nothing. And then I'm going to be happy when, nothing. I'm going to be happy when. I was like, oh my God. All right. So I
Mm.
lived in Europe for, I want to say, maybe 6, 7 years. I lived in Paris. I did all the shows, the whole thing. I did Paris, Milan, New York. I worked a lot in Germany. I used to go to Dusseldorf for all the big shows over there. And still, then I'm like, okay, I'll be happy when I move to New York. So I told my agency, I just want to move to New York. There I go. I got my place in New York. I'm like, yeah, I'm in New York. And in New York, you make a lot of money, definitely more than in Europe. There is more things, more commercials, more catalogs. So, but I was still, I'll be happy when I did have a couple of relationships that I thought that they were going to save me, or
Mm.
actually I don't even think I connect with any of these people, but I felt like it was the only people that I could live with, because they couldn't even see who I was, because I felt
Mm.
like I was even lying to myself, So I was always afraid that somebody else uh, will figure it out, that I don't know who I am. Does it make sense?
Wow.
So I attach myself to people and try to see where do I fit in, you know? And now we know fitting in is not belonging. Fitting in is adapting who you are for others. And belonging is being who you are wherever you go, with whomever you are. So I didn't know all this, of course, until I became a coach. All this was just like, I'm just doing things, you know, like that, like a cookie monster. So I had hard times. I had boyfriends being unfaithful, stealing my money, or I realized that they weren't into women. I mean, everything. Or then I found out they were drug dealers. I mean, I cannot even tell you the crazy stories that I went through.
Wow.
But all those stories, they served me because, you know, I was still modeling and making money, but I was like, I need to do something else. So I became certified in nutrition and health and workout and all that. That's my passion now as well. And then I was like, okay, I did that. I got my certification. What do I do now? Because that wasn't enough. Comedy. So then I became a stand-up comedian. And, you know, you see things and then you're like, why is this happening? But everything that happened in my past is coming together now because all the things that I learned through comedy, whenever I will be up on stage giving talks, at least I'm not going to have that fear. I know how to work the crowd. I know how to communicate, to connect with energy. So anyways, I went into a store and I saw a newspaper stand-up comedy workshop. And I was like, you know what? I'm signing in. I show up, the coach was fantastic. It was awesome. After the class, he sat me and he's like, tell me a little bit about yourself. So then I started telling my story and I was laughing about it. I was making jokes about it. Like, oh my God, can you imagine what this boyfriend did to me? Blah, blah, blah. I live with 15 models in a house. You know, the things I saw, blah, blah. And he was cracking up and he's like, start writing about that. And he taught me how to tell the story, make it short, have a punchline. He told me about timing, and I started doing comedy at the New York Comedy Club, at Caroline's, at Gotham. I don't know if Gotham's still there, but I know the New York Comedy Club is still there. And that was a good time. For a moment, I felt like complete and satisfied. Uh, but you know, I was very successful with that also from the beginning, just like that. I never bombed. It was always, it was, I was not judged. I was telling my story and people loved it. It loved it that I was vulnerable, that I show all my pains, the things that embarrassed me. But you know, then I did it and that was that too. And then I went on a blind date for the first time. A friend of mine was like, please, my boyfriend has a friend, come with me. I never did that before, but I was like, sure, why not? If I'm eating sushi and it's early, I'm coming. So I went and I just fell for who is my husband of 18 years now.
Wow.
And that was real. What I felt for him was real. I was just living in a song. I was just walking around with the soundtrack of love. I was like, this is it. And his personality was very taken care of. He was like a father. And I see all this now. At the time I was like, I'm in love. This is my man, my soulmate. Is over. I'm just going to be a wife from now on, right? But now I see what happened. But thankfully, it was the right person up until now. I don't know what the future entails, but so we fell in love and I got pregnant. And when I got pregnant, my whole identity with modeling, with my body, being independent and traveling, that was shot. So, but I was happy because I was like, this is it. This is my purpose, my mission, being a mom. This is what I'm looking for. This is what's going to fulfill me. But yes, we moved to Florida. And when I did that move, I left everything behind. I forgot everything of my past. I disconnect with my childhood friends. I disconnect with everything that I knew from my past, and I start over. I was just all of a sudden, I was Martha Stewart,
Mm.
and I was raising kids, and I was happy. My husband was that male figure that I never had.
Mm.
So I felt that somebody cared about me, that somebody got my back, like I'm not alone anymore. And that was beautiful. And life continues. Now I have 3 children, but I really never felt the strong connection with myself or anybody else. Everybody talks about the love of a mother, right? Yes, of course, I love all my kids. I die if something happens to them. But that connection that everybody will talk about, that everything changes when you're a mom, that you forget about your issues, that was not happening. I felt disconnected from all that, from myself, from my kids, from my husband. And I was like, well, this is normal. Maybe this is just a phase. This is how it is. And then little by little, I start feeling unfulfilled yet again. Oh, I'd be happy when the kids are older. I'd be happy when they don't have diapers anymore. I'd be happy when they go to school and nothing. And then I just start feeling the disconnection with my husband as well. And I was feeling resentful for no reason. However, I have I had my own money, and up until I stopped working. My husband is successful. He's handsome. He's smart. My kids are healthy,
Mm.
smart, beautiful. I live in a fantastic house. I have a nice car. I have freedom to do
Mm.
things that I want. Still miserable. Everybody around me wanted to have my life, and I didn't even want to live anymore. The irony on that. And I
Wow.
was like, I don't know what's happening. And then COVID happened. So here
Yeah.
I am, trapped. I cannot even the things that I really love, because for me, I think what saved me and at least kept me alive was my passion for yoga, for working out, for physical activity. That's always been
Mm.
me. My first most strong things about my identity is that I always kept my discipline towards that. I knew that was good for me, and that was the one thing that I set a boundary all my life on. This is what I do in the morning. I go to classes. I'm around positive people. So that was taken away from me as well in
Mm.
COVID, and I just, I was sad. I wanted to cry. I didn't want to do anything. I was depressed. I felt like if I had a straight jacket on. I felt like I wanted to crawl out of my skin. I didn't know what to do. I felt
Mm.
lost. I was confused. I felt guilty for feeling that way.
So you feel like you lost your identity and you lost yourself.
Yes, I was nothing. I didn't it
Mhm.
was just very, very sad and difficult time for me. And I drove everyone crazy. My husband was like, I can't take you anymore. The kids were like, my mom is crazy. And I was like, I don't know what to do. So I decided, what did I start with? Let me think. Oh, I start being like, okay, I just need to start doing things that they make me happy. And this is what I want everybody that's listened to this
Mm.
to pay attention to, because this is my story. But the more I do coaching and I meet people, this is a lot of people's story. It's not
Mm.
original, right? So
Yes.
I was like, what? Let me try things and see what makes me happy. So I realized that being creative was making me happy. And what did I know what to do that was creative? I like to cook. So then I start cooking, looking at recipes, and then I start taking pictures of my recipes. Then I start posting them in Instagram, and I was so happy. And everyone was like, you are putting yourself in social media. You were so against that. And now, like, we have no privacy. And I was like, I can't stop doing that. I was like, any other time, I would have been like, you're right, or I wouldn't want to piss anyone off. I would think that I was wrong. But
Mm.
this time I was like, listen, I got to stay alive right here. give me a break.
Mm.
So I did that for a while. And then I was just like, I need to learn how to meditate. So I learned how to meditate, and then I got certified as a meditation coach. So that was a little better. I did this online. Then I started writing and start doing poetry. And poetry for me was the door to realize that it was a lot more about me that I could even see, because what was coming out of me when I was writing poetry, which some people can do this with journaling as well, right?
Yes, that's
I was just like, wow, I am in pain. What's happening here? I can't believe this is. And I was just like, I got to do something about it. So anything that I will think that was good for me, that will help me find myself, I will do. I even do, which is not something that I was always against it. And this is not something
mm,
that I recommend because it's not for everybody, but I went into a plant medicine retreat, right?
mm,
It's everybody's will. And I saw something, and I saw the testimonials. And at that point, I just wanted to try everything. I just wanted to be happy. I wanted to be okay. Not even, I wanted to
mm,
be good, okay.
mm,
So I went there, and that was a crazy experience. That was, coaching on steroids. Because some people think that going in a plant
intense.
intense. People think that a plant medicine retreat is like, oh, it's like a weekend of partying. But let me tell you something, there is nothing like a party. It's something that kind of drops the walls of your ego, and you get to see yourself just as you really are. And the things that come out are the ones that they need to come out. So they are the dark ones. The part of yourself that you don't want to see, you see it. Uh, all the stuff, all your story, where your pain is coming from, and you just have to accept it. And I realized that I needed to learn to love those parts, because all the
Mm,
parts that they are scared of being myself is because I'm fear of what others are going to say. Why? Because I'm scared that I'm not lovable enough,
mm,
right? Who's going to love me if I'm me? Since I was little, being me was a cause of people fighting, screaming, like being in like putting in a timeout, right? But we
mm,
forget that, because between the ages of 1 and 7 is when we absorb everything. We are like a like a download of things.
mm.
Then we just go on with that program
Yeah, because
rest of our
we receive a lot. We receive a lot when we are young, and that's how we grew up with. That is such a powerful. I mean, Lorena,
life.
like listening to you, like, oh my God. And I'm sure there is a lot of ladies out there. They really, when they hear this, they might even be in the same situation as you.
Yes.
Honest to God, they might be, because I know, because when I coach people myself, women tend to have the same thing, similar stories. Similar stories is that's why the topic for today was like the journey back to myself, or the journey back to yourself. And what you have said today, Lorena, it's a door opening, it's an eye opening for women to basically start, um not, let's say, not observing, but start having that awareness, or of themselves. And I know you went through all that, and you said, you talked about self-love and self-discovery. But how did you start the journey of self-love, self-discovery, that journey that led you to come back to yourself again and be who you are?
Yes. Well, everything that I told you before, start asking myself, who am I? What do I like? What are my values? This is something that we need to ask ourselves. What are my
Mm,
values?
mm,
I am acting, thinking, speaking the truth align with my values? Are my values, my beliefs, and my actions align? And most of the time, if you're going through something like I went through, or if you feel like lost and disconnected and you want to be able to love and accept yourself, something is off. It's not aligned. So then start thinking, so these are my values. What do I want? Because a lot of time we said, oh, I'm not getting this job. I'm not doing, but what do you want? Do you want that job? What is the why? What's the why behind everything that you're doing right now? Why do you want to be a mom? Do you want to be a mom because you want to help raise beautiful children to make a better future because you have so much love that you want to give all that love? And just your children be a legacy of that, or because your wife, well, because I'm supposed to, and if I don't have kids and get married now, then I'm going to be 50 and I'm going to die alone. Okay, so that is not a line. That is like, that's not enough, because then you're not doing it for your peace, for your happiness. You're doing to avoid pain, which is not the same. Or to try to control the situation, because you think that if you have a husband that makes money and supports you, then you're going to be happy. But guess what? Happiness lives inside you. No one can give you happiness. Happiness is happiness, joy, peace, balance is innate to us. Our true self, it is in us, in everyone, 100% of human beings, right? So we don't have to look for things in the outside like I did. I mean, even my career when I was modeling, it was based on external. What do they want? Do they want me to look like this? Do they want me to look like that? Do they want me to be skinny? Do they want me to act tough? They want me to act young? Do they want me to play? What? So even my job was about others. It was nothing like I'm doing now, but like coaching, like poetry, like helping people. It was nothing like that. So once you realize your values, you know what you want, then, so what is it that I like to do that can connect me with my inner child? Because we all have, I don't know, we can call it inner child, true self. I mean, even your authentic self, you can call your.
I call it inner child. And trust me, when that kicks in, Lorena, it all hell break loose.
Yeah,
It's just,
right? Yeah.
yes.
Because, our inner child has our best interest. We are all born with a gift. Everybody. Your gift might be about, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going to Calcutta and help people. Like, it doesn't have to be any of that. Your gift can be just being your best self and being so loving and positive that when you walk into a room, you are magnetic and people sees who you are, sees your light, and that gives them permission to shine their own light. We don't have to find a purpose that we need to study 5 years for it. Your purpose might be just helping people in your community, having deep conversations with people that needs you, maybe community service, so many things. But we put a pressure. We think that our purpose, it has to be, wow, something that's going to change the world. But the little things is what change the world. The tiny little things. So start small. Do the things that you enjoy. What did you enjoy when you were little? Did you enjoy playing dress up? Oh, maybe you should do fashion, or maybe you should start dressing up differently. What do I feel like wearing today? Like before, I used to always be with leggings and a t-shirt. And now I'm like, hi, today I feel like wearing a red dress and I feel like Wonder Woman. And I'm like, and that, just being creative, expressing who you truly are through everything, through your cooking, through your clothes, to the way you walk, to the music you play. What music do you like? Play that song. Always use all the tools. Life is not easy. Let me tell you, it's not supposed to be easy. Life is a step to even a better state for us. This is what I believe. Okay. my beliefs. But I don't think that life ends here, starts and ends, whatever, 180 years. Absolutely no. I think that the real purpose of life is to grow as person spiritually, to realize what's important, to become the person that we admire, because that we're going to take with us. The house, the car, the jewelry, the bags, whatever. We're not taking any of that. I mean, yes, it's nice. It's okay to like nice things, but you cannot expect nice things to give you happiness, because when you think that things or other people is going to make you happy, you don't own the things or these people. Those things and people owns you. They are controlling you. If you don't have those things, you're miserable if that person walk away. And authenticity is, so you have to be aware, accept yourself, love all of you. That's it. This is your story, your journey. Let's start over. It's okay. Everything we went through is okay. Forgive, be compassionate to yourself, and let's start over. Little by little, what you like, what you don't like, do more of that. I feel like an amazing tool is just giving to others. This is why when I saw the advertising for life coaching, it sounded fantastic to me. I didn't know what life coaching was, I mind you. But when you start in this process and you tell God, the universe, yourself, I'm open. I want it. I want to be me. I want to cherish the gift that's been given to me. I want to give it away. I don't care how many times I fail. I'm going to keep trying. Then things happen. So the advertising came along, just like the comedy came along, just like the modeling came along. And I went for it. And wow, I mean, just coaching for I cannot even believe that I didn't know about coaching before. I have different coaches. I have a coaches for my programs that I create, and I have a personal coach. And I'm telling you, every time that I'm going through something, I cannot wait to talk to my coach. And my coach does not tell me what to do. As coaches, as you know, we don't tell people what to do, but we're like a mirror that reflects our clients' love and light, and then we show them to them. This is you. See what's happening here? See what's happening? What do you think you can do? Now that you see, what do you want to do about that? Tell me. Tell me more. Let's do it. I want to be here. I want to listen to you. I'm going to guide you. I want to hold your hand, and you're going to do it alone. And then I'm going to let go of your hand, and you're going to be fantastic. And you're going to go along like a piece of a domino, helping others and others and others. I mean, I just get goosebumps because in coaching, I made my best friends. My best friends are coaches that I haven't even met in person. I mean, one I met in person, two I met in person, but I have like 10 amazing friends that whenever I'm going through a breakdown, because authenticity is not like, whoa, I'm my authentic self and I'm levitating. No, it's work because you're going to be tired because your ego doesn't die and disappear. Things are going to happen that you're going to be like, this is not working for me. You're going to be upset. You're going to have fights. And then you have to remember, but who I am. What will my higher authentic self do in this situation? Will that person talk or say that information? What I'm going to do is going to be positive or negative, right? So you start having that, you need to continue to have that awareness. This is why practices, and I always recommend practices for people because meditation has been fantastic for me. I've been doing it for years, every day. Meditation. I don't know how it works, girl. I just trust Oprah and everyone else. And I started meditating, and now I normally meditate twice a day, but it's been very, very busy. So sometimes I can only meditate once a day. And I see the difference because meditating is like putting money in the bank. Money of energy, right? And then you spend it. Oh, the traffic, and then the kids, and then get sick. So all that energy runs out. And then you meditate again, and then you fill up the tank again. You know, you're behind, you quiet your thoughts, you realize that you're more than anything that's happening. And you can see that, right? And you are not your thoughts. So you don't have to judge yourself, and you learn to, and people confuses that you need to control your thoughts. Oh, I sit down and I meditate, but thoughts keep coming. Yes, that's the practice. That's what it's called, the practice of meditation, and not the perfect of meditation. I get thoughts all the time. Do
And do
you
you?
meditate?
I used to meditate, but what I do now, I do a lot of walking. I listen to a lot of positive things, and I'm addictive to personal development. That's what really making me who but wow, I mean, Lorena, do you think what like meditating and because you talked about fulfillment, you talked
Yes.
about earlier nothing that you have done before moving to Florida have made you fulfilled as an individual. And when you move to Florida, you start the journey of self love, self acceptance, and you start doing cooking, you start meditating, you start yoga class, and you did coaching. Did all these give you fulfillment in your life?
Yes, I am so happy. I cannot wait to wake up in the morning. I mean, most of the days I wake up before 5 o'clock. I'm like, yes, I get to do all the things. I get to do my coaching. I get to cook. I get to drive around. I get to listen to my podcast. I get to join this call from Jay Shetty and learn. I'm so addicted. I mean, seriously, just like you. This is all I need. I don't need to shop. I don't need to nothing. Like I have me, and I trust the universe, and I accept my truth, and I'm happy. Now the difference is that when I have a challenge now,
Mm.
I'm not a victim. I'm like, okay, bring it on. Let's see how much I'm going to learn from this. And what I learned from this is probably going to help me in something a lot bigger. So yeah, bring it on. That's it. What do you want to tell me? Oh, you're funny. Yeah, that was funny. All right. I don't care. You're not going to rate me because I live in my center.
Mm.
I love who I am, but I work on it continuously because trust me, I do not want to fall back. I'm not going to. I remind myself with post-its, with little figurines. I mean,
Mm.
let me show you. Like I have this here, right? And this reminds me that our authentic self is a little ball in the middle. And then it's religion, society, judgment, your family, your kids, and then that's what happens. And then you just, who are you? You don't even see yourself. So then the journey of authenticity is starting to peeling up all these little bands and show yourself. So I have reminders, tools here. Yes, now I'm a superhero. I mean, I have so many toys. This is for my gremlins. We don't like those. These are the ones that it's like, you're not enough. You should do more. I'm like, no, this is you. So I'm not going to listen to you. And I have a whole thing.
Oh
You
wow.
need to keep connected. Remember, it's not a destination. It's a
Mm.
process.
Mm.
Have to keep working on it, and it's worth it. And this is your purpose. This is your main purpose in life. Become who you really are. Accept and cherish the gift of life, and share whatever gift you be given. Teach people, be vulnerable, be honest with yourself and others, especially with the things that you think that they are not perfect about. Because when you share a truth of something that's almost embarrassing, and somebody else is like, wow, I thought nobody else felt that way. Exactly, because nobody talks about the ugly thing. Everybody goes on Instagram and puts the pictures of a vacation like everybody's in a Disney movie.
True.
I mean, when I take a picture that looks nice for Instagram with my kids, Before the picture, my kids are teenagers now, two of them, is fighting, pushing. I don't want to. Are you going to post that? That's disgusting. Bah, everybody fight. I'm going to stay in one position. And then, hi, picture. And then at the end, I'm not going to take you anywhere. So, no, we think that somebody is having a perfect life, but I don't know anybody that is not going through something. Tell
Mm.
me, Kawaida, are you going through a challenge right now at all?
Yes, of course, because what you're saying is yes, a lot of people going through challenges, and I couldn't agree with you more. Because nowadays with social media, people forgot to become authentic. They forgot. They wanna dive into the social media, with the like filter, with all this, the online world become more part of our children life, our lives, even the generation that people are getting used to it. They forgot how to just be themselves, and accept themselves. And that's what I think what you talk about is self-acceptance and
Yes.
self-love. And because we are going through, like, oh, we see in the photo, like for example, I see the photo, I see how that woman is so skinny, so her hair is so nice, her skin is so beautiful, and now I must be that way. Starting getting like envious, and starting having like a bad feelings, and getting all these not good enough, and affecting my self-esteem and self-confidence. And that's what really people are going through at the moment, because they don't look into themselves and appreciate themselves and appreciate what they have. And yes, everyone go through challenges, and everyone, I think every challenge will make people, every person, a unique.
Yeah.
And I love what you said earlier about, yes, when the challenge comes, I don't just, I say like, yeah, come on, bring it on. And that is true, because what did it say? Basically, of course, say when the challenge arises, I don't say to the challenge, why me? I say, try me. And
Right.
that's
Yes. I like that. I'm gonna use that.
So that's, I think, what you actually mean. Yeah. Because it's amazing. I know the journey to the self-discovery, it is so difficult and hard. And you stumble, it's like it's going through humps and ups and downs, and there is a lot of tears, there is a lot of um even self-doubt, and self, like fighting, crying, a lot of tissues. Um so tell me, I know that when you went through the journey of self discovery, because it's a journey always back to yourself.
Back home.
The journey is always, it can be challenging, but
Oh
also
yeah.
it can be rewarding. Tell me, how is this journey have rewarded? What do you think the aspect, in terms of the rewarding bits, um regarding the self discovery?
Yes. The rewards of self-discovery. I am go if I go away from this subject for a second, bring me back. But before we get there, I just want to tell people that really honestly wants to go on a journey. Like you said, these
Mm,
tears. I was at a point that I seriously had thoughts that I didn't want to live anymore. I was
mm,
like, I'm a waste of air. I had moments that I was in my knees crying and be like, please, please tell me what to do. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't want to live like that. I couldn't sleep. I had to take sleeping pills every night.
mm,
I mean, everything was just so awful. And then when you start the process, you're going to you're going to change. You're going to go back to who you truly are, right? So this is something that I want everybody to know, because we cannot quit on this. If we don't start doing the work ourselves, life is going to throw you something that is going to put you in your knees, and you're going to have to do it anyway. So you might as well make a conscious decision of walking through the fire by your own will. Choose your heart. Don't let somebody else
Mm,
life that nobody choose your heart. You choose your heart, and
mm,
you come to terms with it, and you go walk through it. What's going to happen when you start doing that and you start changing and you start acting like your true self, standing up, setting boundaries? I'm not going to do that. I don't drink anymore. Oh, you're not my friend anymore. I don't care. Oh, we don't want to go out. People is going to stop inviting you places, because if you were with people that they used to drink or stay out late, and all of a sudden you realize that's not good for me, because you start loving yourself. I'm not going to do that to my body. Then it ruins my whole next day. I cannot even work out. I'm in a bad mood. No, I'm not doing that. And then people is like, oh, she changed. Oh, she's so hoo-hoo. She went crazy. Look at her. Now she's putting videos online. So you're going to get all that. But you know what? You're doing the right thing. So keep
mm,
going. And
mm,
not only the people that you socialize. I'm going to tell you a little story. When I realized who I was, when I came back from my plant medicine journey, when I started doing all the things that I love, when I started coaching and learning, oh my goodness, I was a different person. I was happy, but I was able to say no, oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm going to go to sleep now. My husband is like, you are not fun anymore. You don't even, because I stopped eating red meat. Oh, I don't even go, I cannot even go to a restaurant with you. We cannot even share a steak. I'm like, I'm sorry. You have it. I'm so happy. I don't want you to change nothing, because don't try to be so happy that you found yourself and you try to change someone else, because that is not going to happen.
funny enough, I
People,
used to do that.
eh?
I used to do that, but I stopped. I
Yeah. So how
stopped.
did that work out for you?
Oh my God. You trying to say, oh, you change, because I think when people do that, they do that out of love, because they see how that really worked for them. They say, oh, I changed myself and I know how is that really good and it feels. I want to advise my friends. I want to bring my friends along, but that's not working. If that somebody is not accepting and they don't want to, they haven't took the decision to change themselves, they can't change and they won't change. So you can't bring them along. So you are absolutely right.
And then they get upset because, they're not going to change. Everybody has their journey. So they get upset at you, and you are kind of robbing them the opportunity to live their journey and to learn their lesson. All you can do is to be you and be the example and be so joyful and light and nice to be around that people is like, I wonder what she's doing. She's doing something right. Maybe I try that. Maybe it's okay to not drink. Maybe it's okay. So that's all you can do. You can do you. And then if somebody wants to ask you something, yes, of course. I tell you everything. And then
Mm,
you pick what you want. Anyway, back to the challenges. My husband did
mm,
not like these changes at all. All of
mm,
a sudden, I wasn't always like, yes, I go here, I go there, I cook all day, I have another kid, la, la, la. I'm like, no, this is not going to work out. I need time by myself. I'm going
mm,
to do my coaching. Oh, but now we cannot hang out all the time. I'm like, like, I have to do this. This is not, I cannot keep my gift for my family. When you find that you have something to do, that you have something to share, you need to think about the big picture. You cannot be like, oh, I'm just becoming a coach so I can help my husband and my kids. What's
mm,
that? That's so selfish, you
mm,
know? You want to be free. You need to follow your intuition. You need to uh, to to do what makes you happy, because when you are yourself, it's like that antenna is working. It's always going to be trying to find that frequency where you have to move towards. You have to
mm,
play that symphony. You need to
mm.
hear those voices.
Yeah.
So it was a point that my husband was like, I don't think I want to be married anymore. When that happened, I was like, listen, I understand that you are being aggressive and in a bad mood and you're bullying me because, he was trying to attack me. But this was out of fear because he was thinking, if I'm changing, am I going to like him? Am I going to be the same? Is he going to be happy? He was afraid for himself. He wasn't happy for me at the time. He was afraid. So
Mhm.
I was like, I get it. I know we're in a different journey. I'm not going to ask you to do this and that. Just give me some time. I'm not going to complain about your bullying, but just see and get to know me, my true self,
Mhm.
my authentic self. And when you get to know me, you make a decision. Do you like me or you don't like me? And it was tough. It gets hard. It gets really hard with friends, with family, with mother, with father. Everybody's going to talk. And you all of a sudden you're weird. You're like a witch or whatever because you're talking about authenticity. Um, but then, all I did was just being me. I was just doing the things that I like, laughing at my jokes, dressing. I didn't care that they would make fun of people. And then my relationship with my children is perfect, beautiful. I feel like I'm one with them, like I'm one with my husband. My empathy, my heart open up. I feel I feel alive. I found my house, my home, because this is something that is a visual that I always keep. When we lose our authentic self, there's many ways, but one way is that we build the house of our soul, our wishes, our dreams, everything we want, but we build it in somebody else. Okay, this person, my husband, is going to make me happy, so I'm going to build my home in himself. He's responsible for this home, right? He's going to make me happy. We're going to go on trips together and we're going to build a house. And so then what happens if my husband go away? I'm homeless. I have no home. What do I do
That's
now? Talk about being lost. So when you find yourself, start building your home inside your heart. To make the walls, you put those bricks out of the sweat and tears of everything you went through, brick after brick after brick. Everything that took you to get there, just pile them up. Made those rooms, the room of authenticity, the room of compassion, the room of dreams, the room of, yeah, go from one room to another one. Find what you need. We all have all the tools. We have everything. We just forget. We cover them up. It's easier to have somebody else give them to us. But no, once you know that you are free, you're like, nothing that could happen can bring me down. Because I, I am me, I'm okay. My husband wants to leave. Of course, I'm going to miss him, but I'm going to be okay. This is what's supposed to happen. Is finding the gift, the opportunity, or the learning lesson in the challenges. Okay, this is happening. Why? What can I do? Can I change it? No. Okay, I'm going to accept it, right? And what is this teaching me? Okay, I'm going to learn that like that. But you build your home and then you're not always going to be happy, but you're going to find peace. You're going to be okay with the sad moments. You're going to be able to keep your calm. You're not going to always be the victim of the circumstances. You know, you're whole, you're a creator. You create, that feeling. And it's difficult and you have to keep at it, but that's it. It's difficult to go to school, but you learn and you go to the next grade and you have to do it. You have good moments, good tests, bad tests, but you make it, and that's with life too. And now tell me exactly what I told you that you have to bring me back to. Because I forgot.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. I mean, what advice? I mean, the advice that you gave today, like I'm actually, I lost the word
No,
because I was so just like I just wanted to listen to you because whatever you said, a lot of women can relate. A lot of women can relate to this, and that can be the breaking point for a lot of women outside there. They're gonna be their awakening moment. They're gonna think so hard from now on, and because it made me think myself. Like I learned a lot. I learned a lot, Lorraine. I was like gobsmacked. That's all I was. I was like gobsmacked. Like I didn't know what to say is because what you shared today is diamond. It's diamond, and I think a lot of women they need to hear that, and I hope women who are gonna listen to this they take your word into perspective because if they want to change their lives, this is how they're gonna change their lives. If they want to take that journey back to themselves, this is it. This is it. So tell me, how did self-discovery become rewarding for you?
Well, I found my passion. I am fearless. I'm connected with my intuition. I'm not scared of trying because at the end of the day, the difference between the master and the student is that the master failed so many more times. I mean,
Mm.
everybody that's a genius. I mean, even Erickson, like, I mean, people that went to do impressive things, they start by failing. You need to fail, be okay with that, and realize that when people has opinions of you, when they bully you, when they treat you bad, it's not about you. It's about them. Sometimes when you start your journey to self-discovery, self-love, and you become better and healthier and you have more energy, people gets upset, you know, so they will attack you. Oh, well, she might be on drugs or something. Everybody's going to say whatever. Why? Because you are doing what they wish they could do, but they are scared. Why they are scared? Because they are scared of what other people think, what their parents are going to say. They are scared of failing, you know,
Wow.
and you're like, who cares? At the end of my life, what am I going to worry about? Because somebody at the gym that day made a comment to me? Please give me a break. I am going to regret the things that I didn't do, that I didn't try, because I will never know if they will work or not. And I read this book that was the five biggest regret of the dying. It's
Mm.
about this nurse that was taking, okay, was taking care of patients that they were about to pass away. And so she wrote a book about it, and she interviewed many, many, many people that was in their last days. And the number one regret is not traveling the money work, is I regret not being myself, not living the life according to my values, not doing what I want. You know, stop doing things out of fear of what others are going to think. Nobody's like, oh, I regret doing that because somebody criticized me. It's not that. It's never going to happen. It's always about being you, being true to yourself, um, telling people that you love them, telling people that you don't love them, like being you, you know, and of course, always from a place of love. This is it's obvious, right? In a podcast like that, it's not that authenticity is not like going and screaming to people, oh, you're awful, this and that. Oh, I'm just authentic. No, that's being a bully. Being authentic is just being true to yourself and being kind. And everybody can be however they want to be. Everybody has their journey. We cannot judge anybody. We are all the same deck of cards, but we are shuffled differently. So we all have our own timing. We're all going to have the same lessons. They might look different, but feelings are feelings and they're all the same. We're going to go through those feelings.
Wow, wow, wow. I mean, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The wisdom, Lorraine, the wisdom that you shared. It is absolutely Amazing. It is, oh my God. So thank you so much for sharing. You share, Lorena, today because I learned a lot. Women who gonna listen this definitely they're gonna learn a lot from it. They're gonna take a lot of a lot of tips like pen and paper, come and and see and write it. And there is a lot of information that comes out. And I know what you shared today is not out of just you reading books. It's something that you have experienced personally. So it's coming from an experience. And that's what makes it so heart touching. It's like it's you like you nailed it. Like you shared so much and incredible information. So if anyone want to connect with you, Lorraine, where would they find you?
Well, you can find me. The social media that I use the most is Instagram, and in Instagram, I my handle is life coach underscore Lorena Garfi. And you can search Lorena Garfi, and you can find me also in Facebook or LinkedIn or anywhere. And my website is thepowerofyoucoaching.com. That's my website. And of course, through Fearless Women, now we have a space in Circle. So you can always reach all the coaches there if you need help, if you need space, if you want to talk. I personally read my messages in Instagram. If you're listening to this and you have a question or you want, like, please DM me and I will be responding to you. And when you were saying this is not about books or it's about experience. It's about experience. But you know what I realized? That even sometimes when I write something or I talk or I'm writing poetry, I'm really just a vehicle, you know. All that comes through me is out of all the prayers that I ask, please use me, make me an instrument for good, because once I found that peace, I'm like, use me to be able to be that person that I needed. So it's not that I'm even responsible. It's just like I'm so happy that I get this download, this gift that I can share. So please don't be scared and contact me. And I'm sure Hawaii will be very happy to um to to give her wisdom.
Oh,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you. Thank you so much. And I'm sure the ladies, and I hope the ladies who listen to this will reach out to you and, see what you're doing and how you help women. And I hope they seek your help as well and your knowledge and your wisdom because me connecting to you, it was something that wasn't planned well by me but planned by God, and I believe that. And thank you once again for accepting to be in my podcast, Lorena.
Of course. Thank you so much. And anytime you call me, I'll be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies, because this is a podcast for ladies. um if you want to contact with Lorena, I will leave all her contact detail, the social media, the website. Please, please, please connect with her, and follow her, and see what she's been doing and how she's been helping people. And if you want help yourself, please don't hesitate to reach out to Lorena. Oh my God, this lady, she have a lot of wisdom and she will definitely gonna be able to help you. Until I see you next time, bye bye.